Why buy your next vehicle from Community Motors of Mason City?
Great service from 3 locations: Community on Monroe, Community Motors Westside, and Mason City Ford. 10 new franchises and hundreds of vehicles to give you more choices. Plus, Community offers an exclusive 3-3 warranty on pre-owned vehicles and 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty on new. Need more reasons why? Stop or visit CommunityAutoGroup.com.
'Cause nobody beats a community deal. Nobody.
It's 9:45 and it's Tuesday, the February 28th. At this time, I'm going to open up the Cerro County Board of Supervisors regular meeting. Item number 1 and number 2 on your agenda is the agenda and the minutes from last week's meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes and the agenda.
Okay, and I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion second to approve today's agenda and the minutes from February 21st. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Any old business?
I've done.
Sir.
Okay, moving on to new business. The county engineer. Tom, would you like to be the county engineer this morning?
She's gone this week. Yeah, I know. The only thing that Mary asked me to report is that new foreman down in Rockwell area, Todd Henricks, is to begin work, I believe, tomorrow.
Okay.
And he's taking over for Rodney, who retired earlier this year.
Yep.
Yeah, Rodney McKinney served us for 38 years.
Yep.
Great guy, and surely will be missed down in that down in that shed. He has as much experience in knowing where everything is as anyone could. He's a good guy.
Yeah. We wish him well in his retirement. Anything else?
I'm sure the guys are getting ready for whatever weather comes in.
I would imagine.
Making safe assumptions there, Tom.
I am, yes. Very safe.
Okay, let's move on down to item B, county auditor's business.
I have the claims here, excuse me, for your consideration.
All right. We'll start with the claims. I would so move to authorize the chair's signature on the claims presented this morning and accept them.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to authorize the chair to sign the claims as presented this morning. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to item number 2, payroll.
I have that payroll form for the new employee, Todd Henricks. Because he's a new employee, that should be considered by resolutions.
Move resolution 2012, number 25.
Okay. Also second resolution number 25.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to do resolution 2012, number 25, for a new employee, Todd Henricks, in the secondary road department as a foreman. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. If you see Mary before we do, sometime when he's in town, have him come up and introduce us to it. Because I've heard of the man before,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've ever formally met him. So if you would. Okay, moving on. Anything else?
No, and no drainage.
Okay.
No drainage, okay. Moving on to county treasurer. Motion to abate taxes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All on the same parcel. Out in Rayburn Mobile Home Court, apparently. The home, it says, taxed as buildings on land of another, was demolished by the owners of Rayburn Mobile Home Park. So.
Okay.
Motion to approve items A through I.
Okay, and I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion second to approve a tax abatement for the taxes on a mobile home which has been destroyed. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number D, authorize the chair to sign the U.S. Department of Agriculture Form CCC 505 voluntary permit directed and counter-cyclical program-based acre reduction on farm number 491. Okay?
Okay, last week we were notified by letter from the USDA. The local office has to do with some property abutting and adjoining the fairgrounds property that was, I think it goes back to those pyrotechnic days. They had to build a road access over by the Target property, and that land has been taken out of production, and the record's got to reflect that with the USDA. Is there anything else on it?
Just that the land was taken out of crop production.
Correct.
So,
It's still there.
to keep the crop production acres, we need to sign this form saying that we're going to some other program. So you made the motion?
Yes, I'll also authorize the chair to sign the Department of Agricultural Form CCC 505.
And I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of said motion say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to item E, urban renewal plan.
On one minute, but I don't know if I can fill up 10 minutes.
Should we move on and get the rest of it done and we'll come back to that?
That would be fine.
Okay? Then we'll move on to item F. Authorize the chair to sign the county government letter for Medicare revalidation documentation.
I received an email from Kathy Gomez at the Health Department, and they are doing a Medicare enrollment application. And part of the requirement of the application is that there be a letter signed by the Board of Supervisors, an attestation letter that they have to include with their application. So that is what needs to be signed for them to include with their application for Medicare enrollment.
Okay.
If you want a moment to speak to it, the county health department administrates the county nursing department and home health care, basically. The visits help elderly or not elderly, but someone that can stay in their home and by home visits, and then of course it's reimbursed portions of it from Medicare to the federal government. That service is.
Okay. So what is your?
I'll so move to authorize the chair to sign the document.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and second to authorize the chair to sign the document. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion approved. Moving on to item G, agreements and contracts.
Edna.
No, sir.
Appointments. In Lake Township, Paul Erickson,
Right, Paul Erickson, the current trustee, has moved to a new home that is no longer inside the boundaries of Lake Township. So he will be replaced by Andrew Kump.
Yeah, Kump.
K-U-M-P-F, and he will fulfill the remaining term until December of 2014.
when you talk about long-term people, Paul Erickson was a loyal township trustee for 26 years. So, and this Andrew Kump is, I think, a neighbor to Paul Erickson out there on the farm. So, and I do know the man a little bit. So, at this time, I'll make a motion to make Andrew Kump the new township trustee for Lake Township.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion second to make Andrew Kump township trustee in Lake Township. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Any correspondence, communications?
No.
Okay. Tom, we held it off as long as we could. We're gonna turn it over to you.
All right. Some background information. First, as a result of new construction by Red Power, by Mason City Red Power, west of their current location between Mason City and Clear Lake, the county tentatively agreed to some incentives with Red Power. The only way to fund those incentives is through tax increment financing. And in order to do that, we have to put an urban renewal plan in place first. The plan was developed with the assistance of Simmering and Corey. It's one of the services that they provide to a lot of cities and counties throughout the state of Iowa. They're very familiar with urban renewal law. So they assisted us in the preparation of the plan. We also worked with Allers Law Firm, which is a law firm that does our bonding, and they also have attorneys that are very familiar with urban renewal law as well in developing the urban renewal plan. There's a number of legal steps that are required in developing such a plan, and both Mr. Simmering and Pat Martin at the Allers Law Firm assisted us in putting those together. I'd also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Michelle and Sandy's efforts in reviewing this documentation. The Allers firm sent us, similar to when we refinanced our bonds recently, a large stack of paper and proceedings that we have to follow as we adopt the plan and put a tax increment financing ordinance into place. The urban renewal area originally encompassed about 490 acres, including the land that Red Power sits on, or that they're building on, their existing building, and a building to the east of them. And then the Willem subdivision, which stretches from Brackey Implement on the west along Kildare Avenue to Ziegler on the east. Then also includes several large parcels owned by Cerro Gordo County that were part of the old county farm that were included and right now are considered tax exempt property. We're required under urban renewal law to obtain the permission of any property owner of ag land who owns excess of 10 acres of ag land to receive their consent to include their property in the urban renewal area. We did have an owner that declined to be included in that urban renewal area, so we adjusted the boundaries slightly to exclude that 17 acres, and so the urban renewal area that we're looking at is around 473 acres of land, with the majority of that land being owned by the county. In the legal proceedings that the Allers firm sent us, I'm to make a report on the consultation meeting that we held, and then also the report from the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. We'll start with the consultation report, which is item 1. I have provided you my written report of February 21st. The meeting was held February 8th, 2012 at 3:00 p.m. It was attended by Dr. Anita Myshik from the superintendent of the Clear Lake and Mason City school districts. Dr. Deborah Durr from NIAC was invited, was unable to attend, but we did keep her posted with current copies of the urban renewal plan and various explanations. My report includes the consultation meeting agenda and my summary of what was discussed at that meeting. Following that meeting, the other taxing entities had the opportunity to file written comments by a 7-day deadline following that meeting, and none were received by that deadline number set by code. The Planning and Zoning Commission considered the plan, and this is item 2 under the urban renewal plan items on the agenda. Planning and Zoning Commission considered the plan, made a recommendation for approval at their February 2nd meeting. I believe at a previous board meeting I provided you with a copy of their letter stating that they recommended approval. As a result of altering the boundaries of the urban renewal area, we had to send out a revised copy of the plan to the Planning and Zoning Commission members, asking if they had any concerns. I gave them a deadline of the 13th of February to let me know if they had any concerns or thought that reconsideration was necessary, and none of them expressed concerns to me with regards to that. So, how close are we to?
We're close enough. That one says 10.
Okay, very good. So the hearing is on the urban renewal plan as presented.
Okay. At this time, I'll open up the public portion of the hearing for the proposed corridor urban renewal plan. To let anybody speak that would like to.
Mr. Chairman, I hear no comments. Move to close the public portion of the hearing.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion second to close the public portion of the hearing. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Should we move down to item number 4 then, Tom?
We can. Since the hearing's been held, the board now may adopt the plan. The title of this particular resolution is as suggested by the legal counsel at the Allers firm in Des Moines. But in summary, what the resolution does is it establishes an economic development area. It designates the area for urban renewal projects and adopts the corridor urban renewal plan.
Okay. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to have a resolution to that effect.
I'd move resolution 2012, number 26.
Okay, I'll second resolution number 26.
Okay, we got a motion second to do resolution 2012, number 26 for the urban renewal plan and the economic development portion and everything else, I guess. So, is there any discussion? We didn't realize we were going to have all this paperwork when we first met with Randy Hinton the first couple of times, did we, Tom?
No, we didn't.
Hearing none, all those in favor of resolution 2012, number 26, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, moving on to item number 5, consideration of ordinance 53, the division of revenues under the Iowa Code section 403.19 for Cerro Gordo County Corridor Urban Renewal Plan.
Where the urban renewal plan sets up the area in which we can undertake economic development projects, it's the TIF ordinance that is really the mechanism that allows the county to divide the revenue received in the TIF district from the additional value of land as it's developed. And so the ordinance is really the mechanism that puts that into place. What is on the agenda is that you would have the first consideration of the ordinance and vote on the first consideration. And then following that vote, consider suspension of the rules under state code and waive the second and third readings and move final approval of ordinance number 53. So it's a two-step process there,
Okay.
as laid out by the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Item A, the first consideration and vote on the proposed ordinance number 53.
Also move.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion second to approve the vote to propose ordinance 53. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 2, consider suspension of the rules and waiving second and third readings and move final approval.
I'd make a motion to do so.
Okay?
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion second to, consider suspension of the rules, waiving second and third readings and moving for final approval. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I have a couple final comments here. The ordinance itself becomes official upon publication. In order to actually provide the incentives to Red Power, we need to have a development agreement in place with them. I've been working closely with the attorney at the Allers Law Firm. We have put together a draft development agreement that is now in the hands of Red Power for review. I have not heard anything back from them, and so at this point I don't have a timetable of when we might actually hold the public hearing on that development agreement and seek adoption of it.
Okay. Anything else for Tom? Tom? This has been quite a process, and I'm glad we're through it.
It has.
It has been interesting, I guess I would say the most.
I know, speaking for the auditor's office, they handle the backside administration of TIF projects, and so it's been an education to be the one actually requesting the TIF district.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is there anything else that needs to be brought before us this morning?
I have nothing.
No, sir.
If there's nothing, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
Okay, I'll second it.
We have a motion second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, people.